We hear a lot of stories about how people get into lemons, and this one from Team SoCal Vintage Trailer is one of our favorites. So, this is a true family team. It's mom, dad, son, and daughter. The daughter, Ryan, she is studying motorsports engineering at Pooey. Now, she's hanging out there with her classmates, and they're talking about the 24 hours of Le Mans. And one guy says, well, let me Google something about that. And what pops up? A 24 hours of lemons race. This one in Michigan. And they said, wait a minute. Now, of course, the real Le Mans is not in Michigan, and the lemons that they raced was not in Michigan. They decided to do Buttonwillow, but Buttonwillow is basically, you know, Le Mans without Plantagenet kings and such.
So then they needed a car, and like most teams do, they have a series of search keywords that they put into Craigslist, into eBay Motors to try to find a car. Their criteria was pretty simple: manual transmission, $2,500 price cap. Now, you're probably thinking, $2,500? I thought lemons was limited to $500. $500 my ass!
I cannot believe that is $500.
Here's the thing, if you set a cap higher than $500, there's still a pretty good chance that you can negotiate these people down. And if not, the worst thing that can happen is the judges will hit you with some electronic penalty laps. Doesn't actually affect your track time. So eventually the team found a prime candidate, a 2006 BMW 330. Here's a quick side story on the 2006 BMW 330. That's on the E90 platform. Now, I went on the international press launch in Valencia, Spain for this generation of 3 Series way back in 2005 when I was an automotive journalist. Seeing it now in lemons is kind of like watching your kid grow all the way from birth to worthless, degenerate teenager.
Man, you capping! Oh, cling, 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 cling! Oh, you capping!
So, they find this E90, and the advertised price was $1,800 because a tree had fallen on it. Well, that was already a pretty good deal. They show up, turns out the seller, he's already willing to take $1,100 for it, and then Ryan's dad, Denny, he looks at it and he goes, well, you know, the tags are expired. Now it's $900. So they make that deal, they haul the car away, they go on eBay, they start selling off all the unnecessary crap, you know, light trim and things like that. They get another $600 there. Now they're down to $300.
The next order of business was addressing the roof. Remember, a tree had fallen on it. Well, they fixed that by stacking up a bunch of wood, putting a floor jack on top of that wood, and then put more wood on top of that floor jack and jacking it up until the roof was kind of straight.
Wood. What can't it do?
This message brought to you by the Wood Council.
Now, as they were stripping the car down to sell stuff, they noticed that a new warning light would appear on the dash for every single component they removed. By the time they were done getting rid of unnecessary comfort and convenience bits, the car had 49 individual OBD2 fault codes in 12 different systems. But using the highly scientific method of seeing if the car explodes after unplugging something, they determined they could safely ignore all 49 of those codes. So that was a departure from a normal 17-year-old BMW that definitely does not have any OBD2 fault codes.
Well, okay.
Next up, Concourse Finishing. They decided to paint the car. They found a backstock of Kawasaki Ninja Green, so it was going to be the color of the car. They probably did too good a job, and then to junk it up, they did also some rat fake touches. Now, we knew none of this backstory when these guys showed up at Buttonwillow. We knew nothing about them. And when you see a 17-year-old BMW in Racer Ninja Green, and you just immediately think one thing, right? You think Racer douchebag. But it turned out, couldn't have been further from the truth. It was just a nice family looking to do something really fun, and they had free Kawasaki paint.
Now, of course, a pretty green BMW has a bit of a target on its back at a lemons race, and while we don't think that there was necessarily any intent behind the fact that they immediately got T-boned by a Mustang 2 King Cobra with T-tops and a Charlie's Angels theme, it did seem somewhat fitting that that pretty green BMW got immediately T-boned by a Mustang 2 King Cobra with T-tops and a Charlie's Angels theme.
Well done, Angels.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Charlie.
They also got a couple of black flags, and they were pretty quickly given the Bob Ross penalty, which means you have to paint a beautiful happy tree landscape on your car, which in this case was a marked improvement. Really made them blend in all of a sudden. But the good news is, this is lemons, and that means pretty much there's no hard feelings. Pretty soon, the green Kawasaki BMW and the Charlie's Angel, well, they were just hanging out in the pits having fun together. And in honor of this quick transformation from spotless newbies to well-seasoned veterans, they were given the special award, which was called
Welcome to the party, pal!
And in the end, that's all it really takes to become a seasoned Lemons veteran. There's a lot of ways to get there, but at the core, all you need is some friends or family, a car, you prep it with whatever you've got lying around, and you go racing. And if you make the mistake of Googling Le Mans and find Lemons instead, that's not even a mistake.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?